Let's see what happens when we put three simple stories together to create a riddle that needs to be answered. The first is that story about the prince who had aspirations to be the finest archer in the land. So he sought out a great master of archery and travelled a great distance to be in his presence, and spent several years there learning the art of the bow and arrow. After attaining mastership, he was on his way back to his kingdom when he passed through a village where there was a series of barns, and on each of the barns there was a target with an arrow embedded right in the middle. And the prince was impressed. He had never seen such mastery. Even he could not, in all his years of practice, have the arrow embedded right in the center of each target. So he alighted from his horse and asked the first person he met where he could find this master archer. Well, the man laughed and said, "Oh, you wouldn't want to meet him. He's just the town fool." No, said the prince. "I want to meet this master archer. Show me where he is." And the man said, "But you don't understand. Our town fool fires his arrow and then he draws the target around it." And then there's that story told recently about the great master Li Tzu, who was the student of Lao Tzu. And he had need to learn the art of archery, so he practiced for some years and gained a degree of mastership at being able to hit the target. So he went to the master Wen Tzu to show his abilities. And Wen Tzu observed his abilities, and then he said, "Tell me, do you know how that you hit the target?" And Li Tzu said, "No." So Wen Tzu said, "Well, go away and learn how it is that you hit the target." After several more years, Li Tzu went back to Wen Tzu, and Wen Tzu asked him, "Do you know how you hit the target?" And Li Tzu said, "Yes." So Wen Tzu said, "Well, now go away and learn why it is that you need to know how you hit the target." And the third story is about the master of archery who took three students who had been under his tutelage to test their abilities with their bow and arrow. And the first student stepped up and fired directly at the target and missed. The second student stood before the target and aimed his arrow at a tree that was beyond the target, and he hit the target right in the middle, a bull's eye, so to speak. And then the third student was asked to fire his arrow at the target, but he sat, not lifting his bow and arrow, but gazing fixedly and unwaveringly at the center point of the target. The master said, "There is only one of you who has hit the target." And the second student, who had bull's-eyed, said, "Oh, that's because I aimed at the tree beyond the target. I was not meaning you, said the master. And the first student said, but I missed the target. I was not meaning you either, said the master. The master said, it is this third student who is the only one who has hit the target, because. So our riddle is to answer and complete this story, putting them together in our experience and our understanding of the movement and the stillness of life. How would you complete this story? Because the movement, the arrow, the target, the stillness. How will you complete this story? Answer this riddle. Because
he has become one with the target, so he doesn't need to shoot.
right on. He's one with the target, so he has no need to shoot. What does this mean? Going back to the old question, what is it that's there when stillness and movement meet? Presence, attention, awareness, meeting the movement of life. Thank you.